I'm Peter Meredith, and welcome to the Writer's Review. Today we are taking a closer look at The Mandalorian Episode 3. So I'm having a little trouble understanding who Mando really is. At this point, he can't be considered a good guy. In the first episode, he killed a squid man who had given up and was running away from a bar fight, which is pretty damn ruthless. He then strikes up a deal with a robot to split the bounty on Baby Yoda, but then ends up going back on his word and executing the thing. Then there's the murder of 100 strangers who, from all appearances, were keeping Baby Yoda safe. As a person, he is weak-willed and easily cowed. Apollo Creed pushes him around and treats him like his little bitch. And then a bunch of runty Jawas force him to kill an innocent animal to get his own parts back. Did the Mudhorn deserve to die? Was it an evil Mudhorn?
Are they ill-tempered?
Absolutely.
Well, that's a start.
Mando has also proven to be kind of stupid. He simply doesn't understand the concept of action and reaction. You leave your spaceship out in the middle of nowhere unguarded, it's going to get stolen. Action, reaction. You shoot a Jawa from a long distance, the rest are going to go hide in their tank. If you walk down into a lair big enough to hold a dragon, with only your pew-pew out, it's not going to end well. Simple stuff for most of us, but Mando, as he will prove once more in this episode, just doesn't have a clue. Besides being kind of dumb, we also find out that he's an orphan, which is absolutely not a surprise. Surprise! This is a Disney show. Everyone's an orphan. We also know he doesn't like using droids, except when he wants to. Other than that, he is an enigma whose personality ranges from blank to bland to cranky. For some reason, we're supposed to root for this guy? Wait, Mando has one other trait. He is lucky. He's the luckiest man in the galaxy, in fact. He's lucky the ice monster ate the speeder after he got off it. He's lucky the pig man was there to save him from the stealth pigs. He's lucky a bounty droid showed up to do most of the murdering for him at the bad guy base. He's lucky a 70-foot fall didn't kill him or otherwise scratch him. He's lucky a 5-ton space rhino packs the same punch as a dandelion. He's lucky that Baby Yoda saved him from it. He's lucky that the pigman can fix a destroyed spaceship overnight. Then again, everyone knows that hyperdrive systems are so simple that even a child can put them together. So, lucky Mando brings Baby Yoda to Vernon Herzog, looking for his big cash prize, and it's a mountain of money in the form of priceless Beskar. It's enough to furnish Mando with an entire suit of armor. How lucky and stupid. So Herzog had cash enough to pay dozens of bounty hunters a small fortune up front to find Baby Yoda, and enough to give Mando a mountain of money as his reward. And yet he guards that money with a handful of near useless stormtroopers? And why use bounty hunters at all? With the magic fob, he knew precisely where Baby Yoda was, and he's clearly rich enough to arm a battalion of men. Why didn't he go get Baby Yoda himself? Why send bounty hunters one at a time? Right, so Mando can have a purpose in the show. Just one more question.
That's it!
When Mando brings the little green booger to Herzog, why does he hand over an ice cream machine filled with Beskar? Is he so rich the stuff is just falling out of his ass? They hadn't agreed on a price beforehand, so why didn't he just give them one piece, or maybe two, and then haggle from there?
10? Are you trying to insult me? Me with a poor dying grandmother?
I know the writers want to give Mando a shiny new suit of armor, but to just throw it at him is unlikely, to say the least. People don't do that.
What is this information worth to you, my friend?
Are you trying to get me to bribe you?
Maybe.
But you already told me everything.
So Baby Yoda looks sad being taken away by Herzog, and for the first time ever, Mando wonders what happens to the poor saps he drags kicking and screaming back to pay for their alleged crimes, if they were guilty of anything in the first place, something Mando never bothers to check. The thought doesn't hold for long in that leaky tin can head of his, because he's off to get his new set of armor, lickety-split. He goes down into the sewers where the other Mandos live, and right off one of them gets huffy over the Beskar Mando brings in. The guy's argument goes like this. The Empire stole our Beskar, and now you're getting paid in Beskar, so that's bad because... I don't know why that would be bad at all. They push each other around until the chick armorer asks if Mando has ever had his helmet removed by an enemy. When he says no, that ends the fight. Really? So far, their code seems to be sit around the sewers and keep your helmet on. I would have thought there'd be more to being a Mandalorian than that, really. Stop it, Peter. Remember, go with the flow. Let it happen, and it'll all make sense in the end. It also seems as though all the Mandos are equally stupid and brainwashed. This is the way. This is the way. So once the little useless Tiff is out of the way, the armorer makes Mando's new armor while he waits. It's a very exciting scene. She turns on the gas, she melts the Beskar, she pours it into a mold, she taps it with a hammer, and the armor is ready, just like that. Perhaps the writers don't realize it, but the scene undercuts the armorer's position. They pretend her job is very important.
That's very important.
Dory, write that down.
But what she does is a little less complicated than making Jell-O. I mean, you have to boil water and mix in the little packet, and if you want funny shapes, you get the idea. Oh, and Jell-O actually takes longer than making armor, apparently. His new armor is very fine and fancy, but was it worth it?
Diamond suited up.
His old armor was awesome. Despite only covering part of his body, it managed to block every laser blast. And when he fell from 7 stories up, it somehow kept him alive. And when the 10,000-pound rhino kept crushing him over and over, it took all the damage. Mando was right as rain after all that. But I guess fancy armor is what he likes. Maybe he likes to look pretty.
What?
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
So he goes to see old Apollo.
See? All eyes on me.
And now that he's rich, his one desire is to hunt more people. No vacation in Tahiti, no taking 10 minutes for himself at a spa or to get a mani-pedi. No, he just wants to hunt people.
But why?
No one knows why. My guess is because Boba Fett was a bounty hunter, and the writers think all Mandalorians have to be bounty hunters, and that they don't do anything other than hunt people.
It doesn't feel pity or remorse or fear, and it absolutely will not stop. Ever.
So he gets his little magic puck thing from Apollo, and he's just about to leave to hunt some other poor sap when he sees the little missing nod from his hyperdrive. He pauses because he really likes killing. Then he realizes he can murder people and have Baby Yoda, so he goes back for the little guy. It's sweet but stupid, and the way he goes about it is doubly so. He goes back, and despite his new magic armor, he plays it coy so he can see all his tricks again. And we get to see him as a true badass and not the guy who lost to a dozen Jawas. He's got a new trick up his sleeve, the mini rockets. He presses a button, and the mini rockets automatically lock on to only the bad guys. How do they know who is a bad guy and who isn't? And how do they kill with such precision that none of the bad guys even flinch and accidentally fire their guns? And hold on, are these really bad guys?
Honey! Where the heck is she?
Maybe they just needed a side job to make ends meet. Maybe the old geezer they're guarding is researching a cure for cancer. For all we know, they're really very nice deep down once you get to know them. Oh right, they're dirty and male. Mando mows through them so easily that I have to ask, why do stormtroopers even wear armor? Is the stuff made out of eggshells? I've never seen the armor ever deflect a single blow. It's not even fireproof since Mando torches one of them, and he goes up like he's being flambéed. During all of this, he finds the evil doctor. He's doing something to Baby Yoda. The doctor even has an interrogation droid complete with its little needle. Except Baby Yoda can't talk. He's a baby. What is he going to say? Goo goo gaga?
Mama!
Peter, it's science. You believe in science, don't you? Mm-hmm. After Mando has slaughtered all the guards, he decides to leave with Baby Yoda. maybe decides isn't the right word. It would suggest he put some thought into this kidnapping. Rescue. Mando doesn't do thinking. I believe his credo is, thinking is for retards.
He was a retard. Retard.
If he had a brain, he would have killed the sniveling doctor right away. Remember? Action, reaction? Mando certainly doesn't. He lets the guy live, and 2 minutes later, the doctor sounds the alarm. And now all the bounty hunters are after Mando. Okay, yes, it might have been Herzog who sounded the alarm, but that's just as bad. Why doesn't the bounty hunter hunt down Herzog and kill him? He's killed everyone else. Why not kill Herzog and the doctor? Then all he has to do is torch the place and leave, and no one will know what happened. I guess Mando forgot that Herzog is still filthy rich, and that Apollo just told him that all the bounty hunters have those stupid tracking fobs. I suppose Mando's just not smart enough to realize that running is useless, and that he'll be hunted down endlessly. Oh, right. That's what the writers want, even if it doesn't make any sense at all. So Mando runs away at a slow, slow walk. And immediately, 100 tracking fobs go off, and evil men start following him. Quiz time. Now that Mando sees that people are after him, does he A, duck down an alley and race through a maze of slums to throw them off his trail? B, whip out his never-miss blaster and start gunning his way to freedom? Or C, continue to walk slowly, hoping to blend in? Mando decides to keep going slowly for no other reason than to allow the tension to mount. It's not a decision any of us would have made.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
But Mando is special. Eventually, he runs into old Apollo Creed, and now Mando is completely surrounded, fighting against so many hardened bounty hunters would almost ensure that both he and Baby Yoda will die.
Possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1.
Never tell me the odds.
With 40 guns pointed straight at him, Mando jumps on a cart and lays down. Luckily, only one person shoots, and even more lucky, it's a laser-proof cart he just happens to jump into. And nope. Remember when I was upset in the last couple of videos about how unoriginal the writers were and how they just take scenes from other shows? If this is them being original, I take it back. Please start stealing scenes again, please. Like an idiot, Mando jumps into a cart where he's trapped and can be easily pinned down and killed. Luckily, there I go, using that word again. All the bounty hunters are even more stupid than he is. There's dozens of them all around him, but for some reason, only 1 or 2 shoot at a time. And even then, they make sure to space out their shots. None of them lays down suppressing fire. None of them thinks to step on a box so they can shoot down at a juicy sitting target. 2 are up on the roofs around Mando, but luckily, they only shoot once each and are quickly killed by the never-miss pistol. No one has a grenade or even a big rock they could throw over that 1.5-foot lip of super metal. Most especially, luckily, no one takes charge. They just randomly shoot and think it's all going to work itself out. Mando kills a dozen with his can't-miss blaster, and it looks like he's going to kill them all. But then they finally get smart and start shooting at him like it's an actual gunfight. This is it for Mando, and he takes the time to stare down at Baby Yoda. You can almost see the love on his face. Or is that sorrow? Or joy? It's something, I guess, whatever. He's about to die, but luckily...
Lucky son of a bitch.
The other Mandos show up. You see, it's their code.
It's resolved. Barnabas Stinson shall write the Bro Code.
I don't understand the code. It can't be about honor, since Mando has yet to do anything honorable. Even before this, he's lied, broken his word, backstabbed the bounty hunter droid, killed a flaying squid man, murdered complete strangers.
Did I do that?
Now he's added theft and kidnapping to his list of dishonorable conduct. Yes, kidnapping. Baby Yoda isn't his kid. So I have to ask, what code? All right, sure. It is the way. The cavalry shows up in the nick of time. So far, the battle has lasted about a minute, and somehow the other Mandos are there and ready to fight. How'd they know Mando needed them? Oops, I got thinking again. I kind of wish the writers would try it. So I guess we'll just go with, luckily the Mandos show up. The fight is short and one-sided. For me, it's the best part of this episode, especially the guys with the jetpacks.
They fly now? They fly now!
Yes, they've been flying for decades, if not longer. The good guys win, and Mando goes back to his ship where Apollo gets the jump on him. Apollo's not so smart either, but he does have more honor. Instead of just shooting him in the back, which is the only chance against Mando's magic armor, Apollo demands that Mando hand over Baby Yoda. Once more, Mando is quite willing to risk Baby Yoda's life, and uses his little web shooter to set off the freezing machine, filling the ship with blinding gas. Mando doesn't go easy on his longtime boss, and shoots to kill. But luckily for Apollo, the writers have seen the Book of Eli, where Denzel gets shot but his Bible saves him. Or maybe it was Sleepy Hollow, where a book saves Johnny Depp. Or NCIS, where Agent Gibbs' whiskey flask stops a bullet. Or
the old Flanders mobile could use Ah! Wow, lucky I always keep a Bible close to my heart.
I could go on, but I won't for your sake. The episode ends with the big hulking Mando giving our Mando a salute as he flies by. The salute makes no sense either. The guy was mad earlier for no reason at all, but now that Mando has endangered the entire tribe of Mandalorians and is forcing them to scurry to a brand new sewer to hide in, Mando has somehow earned his respect? And the salute was cheesy as hell. My rating for this is a paltry 68.
What? No!
Yes, I gave this one a D+. There just wasn't enough Baby Yoda, and the fight scenes lacked bite. Raise your hand if you actually thought Mando was going to die at any point. Or that he really was going to leave Baby Yoda behind. Yes, there were cool parts, but after only 3 episodes, we're getting into a pattern here. In every fight scene, Mando's going to use his flamethrower, his grappling hook, the super gun, and the can't-miss blaster. We got to see the new mini rockets, but like the vibro knife, it's cartoonishly overpowered. It's why he didn't use them in the final scene when they would have made perfect sense. It would have been smart, but too easy, and the writers have to at least nod in the direction of tension. If you're like me and you want stories that grip you, I would suggest The Edge of Hell. Human sacrifice, demons roaming the earth, and the gates of hell being flung wide is as gripping as it gets. It's one of the 40 novels I've written, all of which can be found by clicking the links below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks so much.